good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I see we have a couple of people from all around the world joining us, so it's great to see that. In today's webinar, we're going to be kind of walking through how to integrate Semantic Kernel and open source AI framework with Syncfusion UI controls to build intelligent applications. For introductions, my name is Carter Harris. I'm the video marketing specialist at Syncfusion, and I'm going to work as your moderator today. So I'm going to be here helping with any of the questions I see coming in, just kind of checking in, making sure everything goes smoothly. For our presenter, though, we do have Pedro Hernandez, a software engineer, passionate about data and information, and immersed in a total transformation with artificial intelligence. Pedro, it is great to have you today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Carter.
Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity to be here today with a lot of people from different places, like you say.
Yeah. No, we are so excited to have you as well. And for everyone, I know, like I said, I already see everyone using the chat box. Great for introduction. So we'd love to see that. For if you have any questions during this webinar, you can actually use that same chat for for asking those questions. So at any point during this webinar, please feel free to go into that screen, submit a question. We'll answer the questions all at the end of this session, and we'll also post that entire Q&A on the Syncfusion blog. So we want to make sure we get everything to you. We'll review it, make sure everything's approved and confirmed. Also, for anyone who is wondering, we are recording today's webinar, and we will be sharing the link in the next few days and an email that will be going out, including that Q&A link, as well as links to pretty much everything that's going to be covered in this webinar. I know we also have the links ready to be shared in the chat today. Pedro has done a great job of compiling the code and everything that's being shared, so everyone will get to check that out. See that, get a full, you get to watch them go through it, but you also get to go and check it out on your own. But back to the recording, I do know that for some people who might want to see the recording earlier, we also post all of our recordings on our Syncfusion YouTube channel. So if you'd like to check out this recording later today, it will be posted up on that channel here in the next couple of hours, actually. So you'll get to be a quick replay if you need any refreshers on anything. However, I think that does it mainly for my introductions. So Pedro, if you want to go ahead and take it over from here and jump into integrating semantic kernels.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Carter. Thank you. So something that I want to tell you is that I'm a user from Syncfusion. So I'm going to talk to you about my perspective from a user perspective, from a people that is trying to get into this, testing, making a lot of things. So I want to share my experience with you. Not only talk about semantic kernel and Syncfusion, because there is a lot of things to talk about. We can take all the day and we don't finish. But I want to share my experience working with this, because this has been a exciting year about this AI thing. So we need to continue reading and testing, because a lot of things is coming. Perfect. So let me begin with this. So the welcome time, I think we finished. Carter is a great introduction, people. So we are in the best hand. But we're going to talk about semantic kernel overview, a little overview about the semantic kernel, and then talk a little bit about Syncfusion controls. Today, we're going to focus our demos in two groups. In Maui, because I want to show you a mobile application. Well, I'm going to run in a simulator, but it's a Maui application that you can run anywhere. You can run in the phone, you can run in the computer. And the other side, we're going to show you a Blazor application in the web. So we're going to have this mix today. Okay, so let's go to here. If you combine semantic kernel that is free to use, so it's an open source SDK from Microsoft, with Syncfusion your ideas, because we have a lot of ideas, but sometimes we don't know how to get it done. And you combine all these things, you're gonna have breathtaking ideas. Today we're gonna share with you simple idea, but I know there is a lot of people here with a lot of experience. You are just looking for another way to do. So this is sharing. So let's talk a little bit about AI. I think AI is the topic of the moment. Everybody's talking about AI. We need to be in this way, and I'm very happy. I have to tell you that Syncfusion has taken this with everything. So if you go to the website of Syncfusion and blogs and everything, all the controls from Syncfusion, they have samples, they are integrating this in everywhere. So we have a great support about this. So AI, las like we talk to you, all this information that I'm showing to you, the sample code, everything is for you. You don't have to take any screenshot. You don't have to worry about to take notes. All is for you. All that you're gonna see today here is gonna be yours in a moment. So we have a GitHub repo. We have this documentation that we're gonna share to you, the PowerPoint, everything. So don't worry about. Just focus on this and in my chair and forget about everything else. Okay. So let's continue here. So if you see here, Microsoft is putting AI everywhere in the search, in the office. You remember this a big announce about Copilot everywhere that can help you to create a Word document, a PowerPoint. In Excel, you have functions, everything. In Windows, you have Copilot in the screen, and you're gonna have Copilot for do a lot of things in Windows. I think we're gonna use in the command line, we're gonna use everywhere. So in Xbox, you can use for recommendation. And of course, we have this Copilot for GitHub. You remember this GitHub Copilot that can help you to create application programs, review the code, resolve any kind of problem that we have with programming. We have this Copilot. So, but at the center of all of this is semantic kernel. So semantic kernel, Microsoft is using semantic kernel to create all of this that I show you in the past slide. In the center of everything is semantic kernel. That's why Microsoft is investing a lot of effort, a lot of time to get this tool shaped for everything. So I invite you to learn about this, because you're gonna see that this is not just another tool for create things. Oh, it's another tool from Microsoft. No, I think this is something that we have to focus a lot in this, because I think we're gonna use it in everywhere. So let's see what is semantic kernel, because I have talked about AI and things like that. Semantic kernel is like I said before, is an open source SDK. I don't gonna read this, but I'm gonna tell you my own idea about this. You use semantic kernel to easy connect your application with the AI. That's all. But very easy. It's no. You're gonna see the sample that is just a simple code. And good about this is that semantic kernel is for, of course, for net. Most of we are net people, but also is for Python and Java. So people that is in other language can use this. So I think these are the main language that we can see. So semantic kernel, as you see here, we can connect to a lot of service. So like OpenAI, Azure, Google, everybody that have a service for AI, most of them are supported by semantic kernel. And something that I want to say to you, that if they don't have a connector directly for this service, and the service is OpenAI compatible, you can use it also. So you say, I'm gonna connect to OpenAI, but you use the other service. You change the URL, things. I can show you this in the sample. Okay. So if you see here, semantic kernel is in the middle of in the left side, you see the people that create the models, the people that are researching and creating AI, because people like OpenAI, Azure are service provider. These people are creating a space for loading models, loading functions, a lot of things. And we are in the right side, or in my case, we are in the right side, develop application, but we need to connect to different service, but we don't want to make a lot of change when we do the, so a semantic kernel can help us to get it done easy. Okay, so let's continue. Here I have something that that I have this, I like to say this, one kernel for everything. So because semantic kernel is so easy to add different service, I say, no, I don't need any else. I just need the kernel, create my kernel, and begin to add service that I need and use it. That's the idea. This code that I put here, you're gonna see in the sample. So if I decide to change quickly in the same application without closing, without go to anywhere, if I decide to change, no, I'm using now Azure, but I want to change to Google because I need something from Google. I can change from model and send information to the AI and back to my application, and the application continues the same, changing with different service. So you're gonna see this in a moment. Here, I'm gonna share my screen just for a minute, because I want to explain you something about this. Let me share my screen for a minute. Because here I think I don't have control of this. Yes, let me share my screen here. Okay, I don't know if you see my screen. I think you can see my screen now. This is the same PowerPoint. You're gonna have this over there. So if you click here, inside here, you're gonna see that this is our website. This is our website that I put inside PowerPoint. So because I want to show you something. When you going to select a model, you have to select the model that most address your user case. So if you need something that the quality is the most important thing, you have to go and see what model have the best quality, the better quality, or the quality that you are looking for. But if you are looking for speed, you have to look into the model that have more speed. And other things that is important in an AI project is the price, because you pay for what you ask and you pay for what you receive from the AI. So you have to take in consideration this, because it's not just the response. Everything that you send to the AI in an API, you pay for that also. So most of the time, no, all the service you pay less for what you send and more for what you receive. This is the idea. I think so. I think I'm not wrong. But the idea about this website, I want you to see when you have a little time. Don't worry. Today is just to show you is that you have a lot of analysis for the model. So if you are looking for speed, like I say, for quality and price, you have this quadrant that you can compare model and see things. And here you have a lot of details about the providers. Let me see. Here you have the provider, Azure, Google, So this is very useful tool. This is very useful site because they are all the time testing things. They are, all the time looking for information and putting here. Okay, so let's continue to the next one. Let me stop sharing and continue here. So let me go back to okay, now I'm here. So saying that, let's continue with the next one. So let's continue with the next one. I'm gonna go quickly because I want to show you the exercise, the demo. Everybody wants to see the demo. We don't want people talking about a lot of things. But I want to tell you something very important that I understand from my research, that I got it from a lot of tests that I have done this year, because this year I'm focused on this. I'm trying to get into this, changing my mind, my mindset, and put everything here. There is something that I want to share with you. Semantic kernel is a tool in development, so things can change in the time. Some information that we have here in this presentation, we left here because Microsoft, if you go to the Microsoft website, you're gonna find the same information over there, and we want you don't say no, these people is taking information away, because they say no. We try to keep everything like Microsoft have, but I have to tell you my own experience. These are the main component of the semantic kernel, but I want you to focus on plugins and functions. Why I'm saying that? Because everything else is gonna be functions and plugins, all of this that you see. So let's dive into this quickly, very quickly. So what are plugins? Plugins are things that you can run using semantic kernel, and the AI don't have this. Let me explain. So you have a model. The model have a training data. You know this because most of you are doing more things than me. But you have this model that have a training data, but this training data is is training from time to time. So it's not training every day, because training a model is very expensive, So if you go to the ChatGPT or some place and ask for a news that is happening now, they don't gonna have the news. But now they have the search, they are integrating the search inside now ChatGPT have GPT search that you can search in the web and things like that. But if you use the API to create things, you have to take in consideration that the AI knows the training data, but the model don't know anything about your data internally in your company and the information that you have in your local computer, because you are not sending everything to there. Imagine that you have I don't know, a book with 800 pages. If you want to send to the AI and get back a response, you're gonna pay a lot of money, because remember, you pay for what you send and you pay for what you get. So we need something that we can just run things locally and use the AI as a service, So that's why plugins are, I think, I don't know how to describe the emotion that I have talking about plugins and functions, because when you talk about this, you can think that you can integrate service that already exists, but also you can create your own service, your own functions, and the functions you can create in your own language. You can create in C# or Python or Java or things like that, but you can create everything. And you say to the AI, use your training data, but use mine also. Use both, or use this, or in that moment use that. Okay, but we're gonna see in a moment. So let me go ahead, because I don't want to take you a lot of time, and go to the plugins are semantic or native. This is simple. Semantic, you remember the semantic is the how you write. So you can create a plugin writing how this is gonna, like a prompt. You can create a plugin writing like a prompt, describing what is gonna happen, everything. And for the other side, you have the native. The native is in your code, creating C#, creating in Python, in Java, wherever you have. So you have these two flavors. And we're going to see one of them. So planners, for me, planners has been replaced. So I have something that I want to share with you, because I don't want you to give a bad impression about me today. Let me show you quickly something that I have here, very quickly. You see this information here. I think you can see the information. This is from Microsoft. So what they are telling about planners, they say planners, because this is something that I realized in some moment. So I think it was June, May of this year. I don't remember. If somebody remembers, put in the chat. OpenAI introduced a feature that they call function calling. This feature changed all the game, changed the game for everything, because now you can put your code inside the AI and mix and do things. But before that integration, the function calling, we don't have this opportunity. And Microsoft created this planner, to solve this idea, because they say, no, we need to run our code inside the AI. How we can do that? And they create this planner. But the planner, if you see from the Microsoft documentation, you see that we recommend we recommend function calling, because the planner this is gonna be a way. This is they maintain this, because if you are using a model before that day, or before that, or you are using a model that don't support this function calling, you need another way to manage this. But now we can use it, because everybody is behind OpenAI. In my opinion, if somebody have another opinion, I respect. But in my opinion, everybody is behind OpenAI. OpenAI is the leader. And if they are doing new things, everybody is gonna go to OpenAI. So this is the idea, and they are putting the business in place. So they create this function calling, they create another thing. So we have a lot of a lot of things to go. So let me stop sharing quickly and go back to the presentation. Let me go back to the presentation. Okay, so remember, planners are here because we respect the information from Microsoft, respect both maintaining, reading the information because everything is changing all the time. And I don't want to talk about something here and you say, oh, this guy told me about planners, but no, planners are just for compatibility. You have to use function calling, plugins. That's the idea. That's the idea. And let's go back and go to personas. Personas, I like this word because I came from a country that we speak in Spanish. So personas looks like Spanish, like that. But don't worry, forget about that. But personas are the way that the AI is gonna behave, you know. So we have somebody that is expert in some situation, you know, and this persona or this agent, like we call in the new way, is gonna behave in the way you describe this persona. So that's the way of this. So when you talk about personas, you have to talk about aging. Aging is, I think, is the word that is gonna stay. But I love personas. If they stay with personas, it's better. But this is so you can create agents or personas that have a behavior that they specialize in something that you want that they specialize. So they're gonna maintain this context when they respond, when they search, when they do anything, they're gonna maintain this behavior that you describe. So let's go because we need to talk about more things. So the personas are, you know, you introduce this. As I tell you before, all of this is plugins and functions, everything. Also personas, everything is plugin and function. So you introduce this, adding these personas of agents to the kernel. The kernel is everything, and you can add a lot of things inside here. Okay, so let's go to this. Here there is something very important that we have to talk, but you have heard about this before, I think so. But memories are very important because when you begin a chat with AI, you want to maintain a conversation. So if you ask a question and you are trying to continue the conversation, you need the memories, because if you don't have memories, you have to describe again the same problem that you described before. So this is a great functionality. It's a great functionality, and you have tested because you have used ChatGPT or Google Gemini, you have used everything. So you see when you ask another question, this continue the talk with you like a persona, and this is all based on the memories. The memories can be like this: conventional, local storage, or semantic memory search. These three groups. I'm gonna show you two of these in the demo, but this is very important. Sometimes you don't want memory, because what happens with the memories? Happens something when you are chatting with AI, using the API, the memories go with the request. So if I ask a question, I want to know what AI is. Okay, I send the question, I receive back the response. But when I ask this next question, my prompt is getting bigger and bigger. So what I send to the AI is continue growing because I add all the memories to send to the AI. So I said you before, we pay for what we send and we pay for what we receive. So see, if the memory is growing, 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 and you send all these packets to the AI, you're gonna pay for all this memory you want because they need to maintain this conversation, and this conversation is maintained like this. So, but we have another way to manage this, and I'm gonna show you in a moment. So let's go. Let's go. And prompts for me, you can say another thing for me is the most important thing that we have to learn because it's the only thing that we control. We depends from the model, we depends from the service, we depends from semantic kernel, but what we manage, what is from us is the prompt. The prompt is when we describe the way the AI is gonna behave. Also, in the prompt, we decide what is gonna ask, how it's gonna ask, what I want in the response. Everything that I need from the AI, I put in the prompts. So the prompts are the most important things for you because this is the only thing that you manage totally. So here, the AI don't have to be here. You describe the prompt by yourself. So the prompt is your key. So you have to put everything in control here because they're gonna see this information and it's gonna add using this information. So we're gonna make a little sample about the prompts, and you're gonna see how important are the prompts, and a little change in the prompt can change all the response. I'm gonna show you that in a moment. So let me go quickly. Oh, okay. This is something that we add here in the presentation. Every hero have best friends. Batman have Robin, and there is another ones. I don't want to take this one, but semantic kernel have the best friend that is kernel memory, because we was talking about having this memory, this continued conversation, having a lot of things. So kernel memory was introducing to resolve a lot of things. But the most important and most useful thing is that kernel memory can be used for loading documents. You have a Word document, Excel document, or PowerPoint, or you have a website that you have to chat with this website in the AI. Kernel memory can solve all these problems for you. So you can have, we need all the information from the company, all the the requests, the invoices to get digitally and ask to the AI and look. And we don't want to go one by one or in the program to search. I want to search inside the document. This is for you. Kernel memory is the best tool that I have tested in my side, that I have tested this year, because I have this year testing things. I don't say this is the last one because I continue testing, but I think for me, this is the best tool that I tested this year for summarize a document, get information from the local environment, put in a nice search and filter and do everything with this document. This is a very useful tools, and I want you to focus on this because you can combine semantic kernel, connect semantic kernel to everything, and add kernel memory and put both together working. So we're gonna do in some moment. Let's go quickly because I have. So what the idea about kernel memory? You have documents on this side. Documents can be, like I say, Word document, PDF, anything, presentation, emails, website, a lot of things. And you you put this in the kernel memory, extract, transform, take the insight, and create a semantic memory. This semantic memory can be volatile, so you use in the moment and you disappear, but you can store locally as a document. You can store in a database. So every time you want to search it, you're gonna connect to the database. So this, and the idea we using this is you ask a question. You see here the planner, because the planner are something internally. That's the idea that I have to tell you. You go to the semantic memory. The semantic memory go to the rack. The rack is a term that we have here about a lot. And the rack is a repository of things that you have stored that you. But this rack is how I say is prepared for asking questions. Okay. So, and the answer is coming back. Okay, let's go quickly. So if you want to learn more about this, you can go to Microsoft have a AI a site dedicated to only these things. We have the links here. Carter is doing a great job. We have the links, and here we have another things. We have a GitHub repo from Semantic Kernel. They have a Discord community that is very active. It's very active. I tell you, the blog they put a lot of things all the time. And I put another one here that I found in my search. Is you remember everybody have Answer Maui, Answer, and they have Answer Semantic Kernel. So you can have the Answer Semantic Kernel. Another good thing about this is this is in the PowerPoint. Don't worry. If you have an account in ChatGPT, you can connect to this GPT. This GPT is dedicated only for semantic kernel, so you can ask questions about C# and semantic kernel, and it's gonna answer only these things. But remember that I tell you before, all the time, go and look to the documentation, because this is changing all the time. Now it's a little better, but in the year have changed a lot. You see with the function calling, everything. So let's go. So here we have something. Let me show you quickly in the PowerPoint. No, I invite you to see. So this is a tool that you can take a repository from anybody, from your repository or Syncfusion or any place, and this evaluate how the repository is moving all the time. So when we decide to follow a tool, we have to look if the tool is moving all the time, because we don't want to work with something that is 2 years ahead, because AI is moving all the day. So semantic kernel and everything have to move every day. So I invite you to see this. I don't want to take you a lot of time, because I want to show you the ideas that I have for you. Everything, you're going to have all the code, but I want to explain just a little bit. Okay, but let's get into Syncfusion Controls. Syncfusion have developed, I think, 1,800 controls for all these platforms, so something like that. I see the information. But you have control for everything. You have control for mobile, you have control for desktop, for web, Blazor, Maui, all the tools that you need to create an application you have over there. And now Syncfusion is very focused on AI. So all the controls have integrated some AI things. We have a chat only for AI. So we have our own chat in Syncfusion. So you have all that you need in one place. So you can go, if you don't have license from Syncfusion, you can go and claim a license. They give you 30 days, I think so. And you can test it and you can have everything. So also, I have to tell you something quickly. Syncfusion have open source the NetMaui controls, so you can download from GitHub. We're gonna send you the links also. I think I have in the PowerPoint, but if I don't have, I'm gonna review before we send. Okay, so here is something. Now I have to share my screen because from now on everything is in this side. Let me share my screen. Okay, in this side. Okay, so if you see here, this is some sample from Syncfusion that you can just use AI for create diagram. This control from Syncfusion is a diagram control, and you can use for create nodes, create a lot of things here. So this is very good. I'm very excited about this. Okay, so let's go to the samples, but here you have something. This is the Syncfusion GitHub. This is how this is moving. You can go back around and you can see what the people is asking, all the trending in the GitHub. So you can do the same with this. You remember with this semantic kernel repo. So I just want you to see that this tool can be very helpful to see what is trending, what there are fixing, every change, you know. So everything is here and is for you. We are just sharing. Okay. So let's go to the demos. Okay, perfect. So let me go to Visual Studio that I have here. Okay, so I will begin with Maui. I'm gonna run the application, and then we can go back and show you, because there are few code. It's not a lot of code here. So let me run. I'm gonna run now in Windows. So because you remember, you can run this in iOS, you can run in Android, in the simulator, but I'm gonna run here in Windows, in my Windows computer, because I want to show you some ideas. Okay, so what we try to do in this sample, we try to show you that semantic kernel can just use for all the services that you have in just one place. So let me put the screen like this. So you see, Visual Studio is showing the preview, and we have here. So Syncfusion have a control in Maui that they call backdrop. Backdrop let you put a screen in front, and if you click here, you have a screen behind. So you can have this. I think you have see a lot of application with. So we try to show you that we can have all the service in just one application and just change the service and ask different questions to this different service at the same time. Okay, so what you need for this, you need to have an account with API, you know. So I'm going to show you what you have to set in the application, just that. And also you have to get a license from Syncfusion or download the open source Maui control. But let's dive into this. Let me ask something to here. What is AI? I'm gonna ask something to OpenAI. So I asking now to OpenAI. If you see, I received all the response from OpenAI, but I want to tell OpenAI something else. Where I can use it? But remember, I asked a question about AI before, but I'm not making another thing. So the memory is working, Okay. They say, what is AI? And now tell me, you can use it in healthcare, in finance, in transportation. You see the memory, we can maintain this memory talking to the AI. So let's go to another one. Let's go to Google. I haven't set the Azure account, so I'm gonna test with I am gonna test with Azure, but it's just the same. It's just to put a key, service, and model. It's just that, and you're gonna have the code. You're gonna can change and do things pretty better than me. This is just a simple example. So what is AI here? And we can do the same. But I want to show you something very important here. So you see, I got response. And I'm gonna show you something very interesting here. So I have in my computer a tools that is called Olama. Olama is a tool that you can download and run model locally. There is a lot of way to do that. But I love this Olama. Olama is running in my computer, so I go to olama.com, download, install, and put some model in my computer, and that's it. I don't have to connect to Google. I don't have to connect to anywhere. So if I say Olama list here, you're gonna see all the models that I have running here in my email. But if I say Olama PS, Olama PS is a command that tell you what models are running in the computer and how much memory is taking. So we're gonna make a quick test with Olama. We have Olama here. You see, I don't have any running model, anything. Something important. Let me ask the question. What is AI? The same question. And you're gonna see that it's gonna take more time. Why? Why is gonna take more time? Because I don't have a computer with a GPU, NVIDIA, or something like that. So this is important. When you are running local model, you need to have a computer that support this running, because you remember that these people from NVIDIA have become very popular. You see now it's running Llama 3.2. It's a small model, but as I tell you, my computer is not. I don't have. It's running all is running in CPU. It's not using GPU, so I don't have a car that I can run. But if you want to make a lot of tests, you can use this and run. And if you have a Mac, you can use the Mac to make some tests. I think you are losing me a little bit. I think you are losing the communication with me. No. Okay, but
I can hear you.
You hear the response from. Okay, perfect. Thank you. You see the response from Olama. Now you see the response from Olama. So now I'm gonna show you something very interesting. If I have this subject question, sorry, because the sign function, this is the sign function control for chat. For Maui, you can add this button, you can add a lot of things. But you also can have suggested question. So you put question that you want the people just click and have the result. So I'm gonna ask this question. Tell me about my device. And you're gonna see that this answer is not gonna function. Because why? What I using to get this information? I'm using a semantic function. So the AI don't know anything about my device. They don't know where I'm running this. Maybe they store the API or something like that, but they don't know that I have a computer with Windows 11, the memory that I have. No, they don't have this information. So why this is important? Because you see, okay, okay. You see this. This say you. I'm happy to help you, but I need more information because you didn't tell me about your device. Why this response come is because I'm running a small model, and this model don't support function calling. You remember a moment ago that I told you you can use function calling, but you have to see if the model support this. But we have model that support this. We have here OpenAI. If I go to OpenAI and say, tell me about my device, and this is not going to the OpenAI and say, OpenAI, I have somebody asking for the device. No. This question, Semantic Kernel take this question and say, no, we can respond using a local function, and we did it. You see, so this is my computer. My computer is a Dell computer with this version of Windows. I don't know how to say a lot of things. Desktop, my name of the computer and everything. So we have tests that we can ask to the AI, but if the question that we are using can be response from local function, the semantic kernel is going to respond using the local function that you have. I like this. I like this so much. So we have a lot of other ones. We have Grow. All of these service, you can go and create an account, and they give you an API, and you can test it. Don't worry about that. This is all of these Google, Azure. You can create an account in Azure, and they give it 30 days to test. So you have everything to test. Okay. And you have Syncfusion that give you 30 days to test. So you can test everything and see. So what we did this, how we did this. So this is very simple application, but I don't want to explain you step by step because I want to show you something else. But the main idea is here. We have a main page. In the main page, we have this backlog. And here we inject a control that is here, that is this AI chat. This AI chat is just all of this is color things, good things, the icon things like that. But the main control is only this. You have to connect this to the view model, and then you have all the information. So don't worry about this. And how the magic occurs when you change the model over there, you just use semantic kernel to create a new kernel. If you send to here, oh, I want OpenAI, it's gonna ask, oh, OpenAI, it's the same kernel, but only inject a different service. That's all that you have to do. And you have this code, and you can run this code in console, you can run in Maui, you can run in Blazor. So let's go to Blazor because the time is running. I don't want you to lose this. But this repository is public. You're gonna have this repository, you're gonna have all this code. The only thing that you don't gonna have is the key, the key from OpenAI, the key from Google. You have to go and create your account and put your key. Okay, that's all. So let's go to Blazor. And in Blazor, let me run this application. Let me run this application so I can show you what it's doing first, and then we see a little bit what is happening, because now we have something different here. Let me see if I can get this running. Okay, it's running here. I have learned a lot from Syncfusion. Syncfusion have a lot of samples, so I take something and combine. So in this sample, the idea is that we have documents, and we need to see this document in the screen. So I have this document in the screen, and we want to summarize or ask questions about the document that I have in the screen. If you see, I have this chat button here. So when I click, I have the assistant. The assistant immediately is summarizing the document. Why is doing that? Because I tell to do that. No, it's not doing by itself. So I say, oh, when it's first time, send this to the AI, summarize this document. So it's gonna take the information from the document and it's gonna make a summarization of this document. So you're gonna see this document is here. These are documents from Syncfusion. They have a library with a lot of documents. But you see, we have now the summarized information here. You see. So, but also we tell the AI, please create some suggested question because we want to have another question. But this question was created by the AI. I don't create this question. I say, take this content and create some question that we can use. So I can say, click here, and I'm gonna ask this question. But you can take a content, take an information, and you can tell the AI that with this information, give you some suggested question that the people can ask. But everything is in the code, and it's very simple. So you're gonna see, you're gonna test. I invite you to test, to have fun with this. And if you have anything, you can go to the repo in GitHub and put any question. We can extend this. Okay. But now you see, we ask this question, but also with this question came a reference. These references are inside the document. So if I click the 11 number you see here that I have here, the document viewer from Syncfusion give me to the charter that is connected to this reference. But if I click the 13, I have this. If I go to the 12, I have this. You see, so I can navigate using the reference that the AI found in the document that belongs to this a question that have response. You see this idea. So I don't gonna take you a lot of time saying this. That's what else we create here? Oh, we create like a help assistant. Sometimes you have everything. You can change everything about this. So these are pictures that I put over there. So, but every time you have a assistant or helping something, you want to put the people in context. So what you can ask, what you. So if I say how I can learn more about kernel memory, so I gonna respond this question and I gonna have a link. If I click this link, I can go to the kernel memory information. So you can respond and have information over there for everything. You can give the people a lot of response details that they can use the response to navigate to the content, to go back to see. And I don't get inside of this a lot of time, but this button here, you can manage the click. I don't do anything with the click, but you can say when the people say click to the good or say click to the bad, you can store this in some place in a database, something, and you can take this information to get better this, to to manage this information. So and these are questions that are fixed. So I know the question and I know the answer. So if the people select the question, I can give the answer that I have for this. But if I say, let me see, if I say list all documents, So if I list, see, if I want to list all documents, what happens here is that I'm using kernel memory to store the document. So I have information from the kernel memory everywhere that I go. So I have the documents over there, and this is a different screen, and this is another one. But I'm using the kernel memory, and the kernel memory, I'm storing this kernel memory in my disk. So I have information from this book everywhere. I can create another screen, and I can go to this screen, and I can summarize a book here. I can do whatever I want because I have this kernel memory for all my applications. So I can go everywhere and ask any question anytime. So, but there is something that I don't want to forget because we are getting out of time. If I tell the AI something wrong, so I love the basketball play, these things. And maybe it's something crazy, but I love this. So if I say, who is LeBron James? LeBron James is very famous. And I know the AI have information about LeBron James because I have asked in OpenAI and I have information. But if I ask this question here, now the semantic kernel and kernel memory are working together, trying to find this information here. But they don't have any information about this because I'm talking about documents. You see what happens? They answer me with the answer that I want here because I'm connected to the AI, but I'm limiting the AI to answer question only from my place. But I'm gonna make a small change. I'm gonna make a small change here. Let me go to this service that is Markdown Assistant. You remember the prompt? You remember the prompt that I told you the prompt is the most important thing, is the thing that you manage. I'm telling the prompt only use, you see, provide documents and only use them to generate it. But I'm gonna take out this and only use them. Only these things. I'm gonna take this out. You see, and I'm gonna run again the application, and let's ask again about LeBron James, and let's see what happens. Maybe I'm wrong, but in some moment I ask question, and the prompt was not so nice, and the AI go to anywhere and look question outside my documents. So it's very, very important that you focus on the prompt because almost everything is very easy. It's just to create a kernel, to add, something, some service, to add some setting, and then that's all. And you begin to play with this. So focus on the things that you control. So let me say, who is LeBron James? I think James. Okay. Let me see what happens now. Maybe not, but I tested yesterday, and oh no, it's working good. It's working good. But if I don't say use the document, use anything, it's gonna go to any place. But as I tell you, the prompt can change anything. So if you don't give the prompt a good idea, you're gonna see that it's gonna happen something. So let me show you the last things. I promise you. Not taking more time. But all the magic is here. All the magic is here. So I create this prompt, and here inside the prompt, you're gonna have the question, but you're gonna have something very interesting. It's the memory, and using the memory, we're gonna ask a question inside the prompt. You see, how this works? So this works like this. You can create a function. You remember the famous function that I told you in the PowerPoint. So you create a function, and this function is from a prompt, and you send the prompt, and you send the prompt option. The prompt option are the temperature, whatever, the system prompt and everything. But with this function, you can control everything that's happened. When I ask a question, I just take my function and ask a question with the function, and it's gonna take the kernel and the question, and it's gonna merge everything, and it's gonna put everything together and send to the AI. So I use the document that are locally here and just ask the question, and the document are not going to the service. They are stored locally, and I'm asking the question locally because semantic kernel memory is doing the job first, looking for the relevant information, and then asking the question to the AI. The AI is just supporting semantic kernel and kernel memory to have the good response, but they don't receive any documentation from my computer anymore. So saying that, let me show you just one more thing here. And here you have something. This is the Maui application, and where is this? Okay, here it is. So in the Maui application, how the Maui application run something that knows my device information was using a plugin. So it's the same idea. I create a plugin over there using the prompt, but now I create a plugin here from a type. And this type is mobile plugin. And this mobile plugin is just a function in C#. I create a description, you see, kernel function, I create a description, answer a question about my device. When I ask question and say my device, something like that, they say, oh, there is something here that can answer this question that I don't have to go to the AI and find this one and just run this information and get the device information from the device. This is a such a simple function, but you are combining this function with the AI and response this, and you see the idea. So you just have to inject this into the semantic kernel. And if you have 10 or 12 or a lot of functions, you just have to repeat this line. Inject all your functions, and there is a lot of setting that you can do. You can say, no, for this question you can use directly, you can say use this function, but here is automatically. You see here in the prompt execution is auto invoke kernel function. So if you put this, all the functions that you registered in the kernel is going to be executed automatically. But if you put manually, you have to, in the question, you have to decide the list of functions you want to be involved in this answer, or maybe you have to decide for a list or something like that. But if you put automatically like this, our invoke, you're going to have your functions running all the time and responding question and answer. So sorry for taking a lot of time because I'm very excited about this. Maybe we can do another one, just going deep into this, creating an application from zero, put everything in control, also in Maui or in Blazor or anywhere you want. We can go to the Mac and run in the Mac because this run everywhere. So, but now we have time to questions because if not, we're gonna lose the questions that are very important. Okay. Okay, we have a question from Jose Maria here in the chat. And yes, no, sorry, I don't give you a response, but Jose Maria, yes, we can have a function to, we can have a function for translate, we can have a function for do a lot of things, but I don't know if I tell you, but internally the kernel have some functions that are from Microsoft. In some moment, I'm thinking in some moment you're gonna create function and put in a store like GPT. Oh, I create a kernel function that do a lot of things, so I can put in some place. Or maybe in some moment it's a good idea to create a GitHub only for kernel function. So people sharing kernel function all the time. This kernel function do this kernel function do that. So we can do that in some moment. So this can be useful. Jose Maria, is a very good question, this one. I don't know. Oh, okay. I have another question from Andreas here. Okay. Oh, very good question, Andrea. Very good question. Andreas tell that is the method depend of the model or Llama endpoint. Good question. Let me show you something that I haven't shown you because I have a lot of things to show with you, but we don't have a lot of time. You know, this is a problem. But let me show you quickly something. Let me show you quickly something. This one. So I use this method to set all the information for the AI. You know, app setting, and the app setting I have all the servers. You know, Axure, OpenAI, whatever. And Ollama, I have the endpoint. But if I have another endpoint, I can put the endpoint to a remote server. But also, if I want to use another model, I can use another model, and I can do a lot of things. So, saying that you can create saying that the response depends of the setting here that you have for the endpoint. The endpoint can be locally remote, but the model, you can change the model. If you see, I have PH 3.5 here is from Microsoft. I can run it. I don't use it because it's bigger than this one, and I don't want to take a lot of time, you know, showing you this. But you see, you can do whatever you want. You can run any. If your computer support to run a large model, you can download a Llama 3.170 billion parameter that is very good, perfect, and you can run locally, and you can have your application running anywhere, you know. And I found something yesterday or Monday that you can run Llama 0.2 in the mobile device inside the Android device, so you can have your application running and looking for the service inside the device at the same time. So you can do whatever you want. So I'm very excited about this. So let me go to the questions. How connect? Let me see. How to connect? Igor is asking me a question. How to connect my scale DB locally on local PC and locate on web as a SaaS? I don't know. No, I have to tell you, I don't have, like the AI say, I don't have answer for this question. But if you want, you're gonna have our email, something we can research a little bit about this, because maybe Igor, sorry to know don't know about this question, you know, but I don't know how to respond this for you. Okay.
I can actually jump in on that. Like, so for any questions that we need to check in on, we also have a team here at Syncfusion that I can send this to. So we'll get that reviewed and be able to send it in the email that will be going out to all the registrants. So we'll get this reviewed and try to get an answer to you by then. So that should be in the next like day or two. So if not Friday, then you'll definitely get it by Monday.
Okay, perfect. So we have another question from Ricardo. If I lose some question, please let me know.
You're doing great so far. You haven't missed any.
Okay. I have a question from Ricardo. Say, which is the best approach for describing a database and query automatically from a user question natural language? Can this be done with a plugin? Very good question, Ricardo. Very good question. This is one of my passions. I love this, and I have spent a lot of time doing this. So, for get a good response from the, to get SQL code from a database, you need two important things. You can use a plugin, of course, but you need two important things. You need to give to the AI the structure of your database. Is basically they need to know how the database is conformed, the joins, everything that you can tell to the AI about the fields, what means this field, that field, because sometimes we have a table with status. A status is A and X. So one is active and the other one is not active. But the AI don't know that. You have to describe everything in a place, and with this description, you can get the information. So two things: to have all the database schema defined with all the details, and the other one is the prompt. You have to tell the AI, with this schema, with this information, I need you to send me back a response to the SQL that I need to answer this question from the user. So in some moment we can share ideas about this. This is a good topic, Ricardo, for a webinar. This is a very good topic for that. Thank you. I don't know if I respond you well, but this is the main idea. Okay, so you can use a plugin, but you can also do it directly, describing a prompt and describing everything that you want to send. So let me see. I have more questions here. Okay. It's possible to do it to Python. So that's reason of, okay, Python. No, remember, Microsoft have this for Python. So you can go and see the samples over there. But they have a lot of samples for Python, a lot. And you can test it also in the GitHub because they have a test environment that you can test the script and everything. And all of that I show you, summarizing documents, asking questions to the document, or running function calling. Everything is in Python. Eh? So you're gonna have everything over there. So don't worry about that. Okay. So you're gonna have this. Oh, Igor, this is a question that is a good question, but how we can mix C# and Blazor? Okay, I wanna tell you something that I'm doing. I'm testing. So because Python and C# are different language, so mix them in some place is difficult to see this. But Python is very powerful creating an API. So if I need to use Blazor for, you see, these looking good things with Syncfusion or another things, I can use the front end using Blazor, but in the back end, I can create an API with Python. And all these things that I did here, we can create an API that do all the same, and we just call the API and go back and see and install the document and everything doing in Python, and just I'm telling you Blazor, but if you can use HTML, only HTML, so you can do that. But Igor explore to use to create an API in Python. If you are, I think you are very good in Python, and you create all your logic over there, and then you can use everywhere, not just in Blazor, everywhere you can use. Okay, perfect. Thank you for this question. It's a good question to think about. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. So let me see what more I have. Please help me. Help me. I don't want to forget any of you.
You're good. I think I know Igor just sent another one in asking about database behind kernel memory. I think that's the only other one.
Okay. Perfect. Igor, you are very active. You have earned all the stuff today. No. Behind kernel memory, you can have different database. So I think you are seeing my computer still. If I go to the kernel memory documentation, you're gonna see that you have here a service and a, let me see, no, extensions, sorry, extension. Okay, here are memory database. So you can store the information from kernel memory in Postgres that is very famous, in Azure, and this one are open source, I think so. But there is more. There is more because there is. I think when I installed the last version of the kernel memory, I saw that they add something for SQL Server. So you can use all of this, but also I think when you install kernel memory, you're gonna have one for SQL Server, and they're gonna be adding more and more. And in some moment you're gonna create your own one. So that's the idea. But they have here, you see, all the, you create the vector, and they have almost all the information here. You see, you only have to create a kernel memory and add the Postgres configuration, the setting, connect to the Postgres, and create this structure that they need over there, this vector, and that's all. And everything that I'm storing in my local, I immediately store in the Postgres. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is the idea. That's right, Igor. You are using a SQL Server. You are using SQL Server. So I think there is a connector for the SQL Server. This code that we are giving to you today, and we are sharing this in the GitHub repo, I will continue adding things because this is my beginning for showing this. So I don't want to promise you, but if I get the SQL Server plugin, the SQL Server extension, I'm gonna test with this, and I'm gonna make a commit with this. Maybe we can do something like we did with the kernel. Put a switch in some place. No, I want to use Postgres now. No, I want to use SQL Server now, and then we can test it with different one. So that's a good question, Igor. Thank you so much for all this idea. So I don't know if I lose somebody. Please tell me, because I don't want to lose anybody. Okay, if somebody is loose, please put the information here. Let me answer the question that I talk about. That's right.
Yeah.
And I think there is one for the Syncfusion people. If we can send to them, because this question from Igor from this DB, I don't have the answer. I'm using the same idea of the AI. If I don't have the answer, I say I don't have answer for this question. You remember this method that I have here. So this is all yours. You can test it. You can share to anybody that is not here in the webinar, and change it and do anything you want. And we can share ideas in GitHub. Okay, that's the idea for now.
Yeah. And to Pedro's point, I did just add pretty much all of the links for today in the chat now. So if you want to check those out, I know we've been sharing it throughout, But so that way you don't have to scroll back or look for anything. Everything has been added right there in the most recent chat.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. And then also, I know that we had some questions asking about, and that we answered them kind of as they were coming in. But yes, today's webinar has been recorded also, and that will be posted up on the Syncfusion YouTube channel. So I will add a link now in the chat to also let, if you want to go check that out, it should be up in the next 3 or so hours, essentially just enough time for us to be able to download it from this platform and get it uploaded live. So you should be able to check it out later today if you need a recap or anything.
Perfect.
Nice.
Carter, you are great. Thank you so much for be here and support this like you do.
Oh, thank you very much, Pedro, for being here also. We are so happy to have you on for this first webinar, and we look forward to hopefully having you for future ones.
Yes, of course. Of course, I will.
Excellent. Well, also, and while we're thanking people, I do want to thank you all for joining us today as well. I know we had like great questions. We even had a potential future webinar topic, so I will save that for later, and you might be able to see that one in the future as well. But we hope to see you all again soon. And Pedro, yet again, thank you so much. We appreciate all of your time.
No. Thank you to you. Thank you to everybody here. I'm sorry for take a lot of time saying things, but I am very excited about this. So I can stop when I begin this. Okay.
Awesome. Well, everyone, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we really do hope to see you in the next webinar. All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.